What's going on, guys? It is Super here, and I'm bringing you guys another Mortal Kombat X character tutorial video. And if you guys missed any of my previous tutorials, make sure you guys go check them out. They're going to be in a playlist that's going to be linked in the description, and in that playlist includes all the character tutorials that I've done, plus a absolute basics on how to play Mortal Kombat X. So definitely check that out. But now, let's get started here. So the character that I'm doing a tutorial on today is Ermac. Ermac, my red fucking ninja, one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat history. He was my main character that I used for a very long time until I started picking up Ermac and then playing with him. And you know, pretty much Ermac is my favorite character in MKX. But as far as like the overall like Mortal Kombat history, Ermac is my second favorite character of all time. I just absolutely love Ermac since UMK3. He is just amazing, and he continues to be awesome in this game. So let's get started here. The variations I'm going to be focusing on today is Master of Souls and Spectral, because Spectral in the right hands could be, it can be Ermac's best variation, and I'll talk about that when I go into Spectral. But now let's talk about the basics of Ermac here. His best pokes are down 1 is 6 frames, guys. 6 frame down 1. It is minus 10, but come on, like 6 frames, that's definitely worth it. You're going to be able to beat a lot of people out in pokes, in neutral situations when none of you have frame advantage. Like if you do a move that's 0 on block, and I'll talk more about that in a bit, you're going to be able to beat your opponent. As far as like down poking, there's only a few characters in MKX that have a 6 frame down poke, so that's pretty fucking good right there. Of course, this down 3, you guys know, a lot of people online love spamming this down 3, and of course it is minus on block. You could counter poke after it, which I've told many people before. It is minus 6, so it's 8 frames. Don't get me wrong, this is a good down poke right here. But if your opponent blocks it, or if you block this from someone who's trying to spam it, you could get a down poke back. That's just how MK works. But regardless, this is a really good down poke. Down 4 right here. Good anti-air. Let's see if I could even demonstrate this for you guys. Make Ermac cross me over. See if I get this. As you guys see, it is actually a very good down poke that you could convert into a full combo. So whenever someone's trying to cross you over, use down 4. It got buffed, I think in the last patch, to make it to like extend the hitbox, and it's actually probably Ermac's best anti-air, which is really good, man. Look at this. Down 4, someone trying to cross you up into, damage and stuff is really fucking good. So let's take him off. Crossing over here, let's go back to normal. So down 4, really good anti-air. It is a low, but it is a lot slower than this, so of course for like a low poke you're gonna want to use this. This 6 frames, of course. His down 2 is not bad, like for anti-airing. Someone tried to cross you up, and they whiff a move before, so they're vulnerable. Down 2 their ass is gonna be down 2 is not bad for Ermac. So another move that's pretty good is back 1, because back 1 leads into back 1-2, that leads into back 1-2-4. And should I talk about that right now? No, I think let's keep it basic right now. But that back 1-2-4 is actually a very good string. Of course, come on, forward 4, man. Forward 4 is it might be the fastest overhead in the game. It's 10 frames, right? 12 frames. So you're not reacting to this. Like, the biggest strength of Master of Souls Ermac is his overhead and his low combo starter. Let's see how fast is the low. Back 3. Alright, so 13 frames. Like, when you're playing versus Ermac, it's a complete guess. 50-50. You have to either block low or high. And, a lot of times if you guess wrong, you're eating 40, or let's just say 36 to 42% damage. Because his forward 4 is 12 frames and his back 3 is 13 frames, and you cannot react to those. Like, you have to be just blocking one or the other. So that's the strength of Ermac in this game as far as like Master of Souls. 50-50s. 50-50 on top of 50-50 on top of 50-50. And if you guys don't know what 50-50s are, I covered that in my basic Mortal Kombat video, so check that out if you guys don't know. But forward 4 and back 3, that's pretty much like your entire offense Your entire offense is based on those two moves right here, because of course forward 4 you could cancel into soul ball, back 3 you could cancel into soul ball, and of course soul ball leads into, you know, 40% damage. So forward 4, back 3, really good tools. Like Ermac overall has really good buttons. The only what stops Ermac from being one of the best characters in the game is that everything he does is unsafe in Master of Souls. So if you block this right here, that's a full combo punish. If you block this right here, it's a full combo punish. If you block this, full combo punish. You know, a lot of people aren't ready to block this, but if you block that, you know, it's a combo punish. This right here is relatively safe. This move right here, this string, which is very good, it has a gap in it. You know, it's just everything that Ermac does in Master of Souls is pretty much unsafe. Of course, if you block a teleport, full combo punish. So a lot of people say Ermac is overpowered, and he is far from overpowered. Like, I would still be using Ermac if he was overpowered. You know what I mean? Like, I still use Ermac to this day. He's still my second favorite character in MKX, but the point is, like, what stops Ermac from being one of the best characters in the game is everything is unsafe, let's say, because of the soul ball. But, you know, the trade-off, of course, is if you do land this, that's 40% damage right there. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, haven't played with Ermac in a bit. Wow, okay. Let's do a basic. Well, actually, I was about to start teaching you guys the vortex, but let's wait a little bit on that. So, like I said, you know, everything that Ermac does is unsafe, and I'll show you guys the gap in this string right now. Soul burst, soul blast. There you go. So this string right here, unsafe, because if someone has a bar of meter, they're gonna use a bar of meter to punish your ass. And what is that, 15% that I just ate right there? And that's not even a really good you know, reversal. You want to talk about a good reversal? You play against a Kung Lao and you try to do this when they have a bar of meter, forget about it. You're gonna be heating 35% the other way into a corner carry. So you don't really want to use that string unless you're doing it in a combo, or if your opponent doesn't have a bar of meter. So just keep that in mind, because I see a lot of Ermac players use this string consistently online, and whenever I'm playing against them and I'm using a character with a good reversal, they get punished every single time. So, you know, unless you land a jump in and then you start your offense and stuff, do not use this string because it does have a gap in it. So moving on here, this string right here is very good. So let's talk about this string. Back 1, 2, 4. It has no gaps in it. It leaves you at 0, which means you get a free down poke unless your opponent has a 6 frame poke as well. Then you guys will trade. But if you do this and your opponent tries to press a move, you down poke them and you could do it again. You could start your offense all over again. And back 1 is, let's see. Back 1 is 11 frames. It's not bad at all. 11 frame mid. It's not bad at all. So, you know, you could do this. You could actually stagger your moves. So if you condition your opponent to think that you're going to finish the entire string, you could do that. And then, you know, you could go into a 50-50. You could do that into an instant soul blast for an instant overhead. You know, you could just start mixing it up once you condition your opponent that you're going to finish the entire string, because this leaves you 0 on block, which means you're both, you know, none of you guys are an advantage, so you can get a down poke afterwards. You know, this string, abuse it, abuse it, abuse it, abuse it, because it is very, very good. Let's see, show you guys if there's no holes in it. As you guys see, there's no holes in it. It leaves you +1. You get a down 1 poke after. As you guys see, I actually hit him before he get his move out. So back 1, 2, 4, very good, man. Abuse that shit. All right, let's take him off reversal. All right, so that's pretty much it. Like I'll show you guys some bread and butter combos right now, but like the main thing that you want to do with Ermac is just forward 4 and back 3, because those things are, you know, it's just a guess. And if you want to stay a little bit more safe and not to commit to the soul ball, you could do back 2, 4, 10% damage, and it's relatively safe. I think it's like -9. Let's double check that, shall we? Yeah, it's -10, and it is hard to punish. I'm not gonna lie, like I have a hard time punishing this online. So if you want to be a little bit more safe, then, you know, getting a soul ball blocked, and that's like minus 20. You know, you could do that. You could also do forward 4-3. And what's forward 4-3? Forward 4-3 is 11 frames. This is pretty hard to punish as well, but it's a lot safer than, you know, if you don't want to commit to the soul ball and have it be blocked. So you could do those options if you want to stay a little bit more safe. Of course, something that a lot of people do as well is this. This is a very good tool right here. It's low to overhead, and of course, like I said, Ermac is 50-50s on 50-50s because you know, you could do that. You could do low to overhead, and of course back 3-4 is low to low. So you know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole guessing game with Ermac. But of course, if your opponent blocks this, it's a full combo punish. You know what I mean? So that is like the counter to all these 50-50s. You could go low, low, low overhead. You know, it's just a lot of 50-50s, but they're all unsafe, like I mentioned before. Can't stress this enough. Like, I get people telling me all the time Ermac is overpowered. No, he's not. So now let's get into some bread and butter combos. I told you guys, abuse the hell out of the string because it's neutral. If you do land a jump in, you could do something like this. This right here, this is what I want to talk about next, the Ermac vortex. I actually made a specific video on that, but you know, that was a while ago, so I'll just, you know, cover this in the Ermac tutorial. So if you get someone in a soul ball, you could actually do a back 1-2, and it leaves you at so many plus frames. Let's see, back 1-2, how plus is that? Plus 20 something? Okay, so back 1-2 leaves you at 23 frames of advantage. So that means you could either go low after it, overhead after it, before your opponent could do anything. They can't armor reversal it, they can't backdash, they can't do anything. They have to literally guess if you're gonna go low overhead. So that's pretty much the Ermac vortex. You get someone, you end your combo in a soul ball, and then you go in, you do back 1-2, and then they have to either guess high or low. And of course, if they guess low, you know, you start this, and they're put back in. You could do the vortex again. You could just keep doing this if you have 3 bars of meter. That's pretty much like a dead character right there, if you do end up wasting your 3 bars of meter. But pretty much, like, if you have 2 bars of meter, that's pretty much like 90%, 95% of your opponent's life. So that is the Ermac vortex. To reiterate that, if you guys missed it, let's just say I land a jump in, I do this combo, I land that, end it in the soul ball, and then I start my 50-50 vortex. If they guess wrong, I get another combo, end it in soul ball again, do back 1-2. If they guess wrong again, I put them in the vortex again, and you know, that goes over again. And I don't even need to use a bar at the end. I could just do back 1-2 into grab, and then that's 100% of their life. You know, I've played many matches where I finish people off with 2 bars of meter, putting them in the Ermac vortex. They guess wrong twice, they're dead. You know, because that is a lot of damage. Like, let's see how much damage this is. Okay, so that by itself is 36%, of course, and then that leaves you plus 23, and you know, you have to guess overhead and low again. So that's 36 plus another 34, and then of course if they guess wrong again, you know, that's another 34, 36%. And that's what the Ermac vortex is. That's one of the strengths of Ermac, and I actually do not see a lot of players use it too much. You know, they rather go for the raw damage because you can't do 40% easily with Ermac. So I'll show you guys right now. Okay, so that's 39, and that's like the most basic combo. So 39% with Ermac, no bar, off the overhead, and you know, so a lot of players prefer doing that. Of course, if you land overhead, like, go for the damage. But if you land, you know, if you land this, for example, go for the vortex every single time, even if they block it, or if you want to stay a little bit safe, just do that, and they're knocked down, and you're able to pressure again with this, you know. But that's pretty much the Ermac vortex in a nutshell. You end your combo in soul ball, you jump in, do back 1-2, and they have to take it. You know, they have to just guess overhead or low, and if they guess wrong, they're put back into the vortex, you know. And you could actually end it in a grab. That's 12% added to however much you already did, you know, for them having 2 wrong guesses. So the Ermac vortex is really, really strong. That's one of my favorite things about Ermac, actually. So got the vortex covered, got the damage covered. I'll show you guys. Let's see if I could actually do it, man. Like, I actually had more of a hard time doing this combo as time went on. So this is like a pretty good no meter damaging combo for Ermac. Let's just say you land the overhead, jump back. All right, there you go. So Ermac 45%, no meter for, you know, pretty much overhead and low. You could get off this too. Whoops. I have to recover my souls again. I think for the low it's actually 42% and now 45%. There you go, 43%. So not only is your opponent guessing overhead to low, but if he guesses wrong, he's eating 43% combos from Ermac in the corner. So, you know, Ermac has incredible offense, like really, really solid offense. And he's a lot of fun to play. Like these combos look really sick. Like you could do this too. You know what I mean? Like he's so much fucking fun. He looks so cool. And yeah, that's why he's one of my favorite characters. But you know, that doesn't mean he's or just because he's unsafe doesn't mean he's a really bad character. You know what I mean? So definitely has a lot of strong tools. Vortex. Finish it off like that if you know your opponent's dead already. You know, he has a lot of really good stuff as far as 50-50s. Of course, like I said before, they're safe and all that, but he's just a lot of fun to play with. So, you know, I know a lot of people use Ermac online because he is fun. He does have the 50-50s, and when you play against him, it's all a guessing game. That's it. Like, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you guess wrong, you're eating 40 or you're eating a vortex. But if you guess right, Ermac is eating 40 into a corner carry, especially with the top tier. So, you know, it's a trade-off right there. So that pretty much covers Master of Souls. Of course, you have this. That's really good. You know, down, down, up. Then you press A. This is actually completely safe. So if you do it in front of your opponent's face and they block it, you know, you're not going to get punished. So a lot of people don't expect this. You know, you could cancel a flight, down, down. You know, you could do a move after or in the air. You could do that. So, you know, definitely spend time with Ermac in the lab. You know, just perfecting the 50-50s and just exploring all the options with Master of Souls. It's definitely going to help you out. Of course, if you're you know, pressuring your opponent with back 1-4, if you back 1 hits, you could actually hit confirm that and then go into the vortex. So Ermac really, really strong as far as offense goes. You know, he doesn't have the best defense because this is not a bad wake up, but it doesn't lead to anything. You know, it's just 15%. The good thing is that it's safe. Like, your opponent cannot punish it, so you know, that's definitely good. This right here, this instant overhead, you know, you could go low, instant overhead. You have to you know, do it really, really fast. Down back 2, you have to press up and down back 2 really fast for the you know, people call it tiger knee move. And this right here, if it gets blocked, it actually leaves you really, really plus on block. And you know, I'm gonna talk about that more when I talk about Spectral. Sorry, I'm just like having fun here doing these combos. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to Spectral now. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys, with Master of Souls. So if you guys are Master of Souls only players, or you only want to play Master of Souls, that's, you know, pretty much it. Like 50-50s on top of 50-50s, do a lot of damage, use the vortex, and you know, you'll be fine. So let's talk about this bad boy right here. Yeah, look at that. Flight mechanics. Look, he's a fucking bird. Woo! Alright, but Spectral got a lot of buffs in the last patch, and one of the best ones is actually they gave him the ability to have a combo in midair or while he's in flight, and you could actually combo into, you know, a bunch of other stuff. So the only 3 moves, or actually like the only 2 combos I should say, that you could combo into the flight is back one into flight, works, and this right here, forward 2-1. those two moves are the only ones that work. So I could even get it. Had to go a little bit forward. There you go. Alright, so all that comboed, as you guys see. Back 1-2. Into flight. Into... So it's not bad damage, you know. So mid-screen, you're not going to get too much damage with Ermac. You can get forward 4 into flight, but it is fucking hard. Like, guys, whoever does this is a god. I've seen like a lot of players do it because like they're faster on the sticks than I am, but getting forward 4 into the flight is so hard. Like, I could only get it on jumping because you could, you know, just have the move buffer and stuff, you know. But if you could actually get this on the ground and you could get back 3 into flight on the ground, you're gonna be golden with Spectral because you know, of course you could do forward 4 into flight, and you could actually combo the overhead into the flight combos. Let's see. Close. There you go. And that actually gives you 37%. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that gives you 39% off the overhead. The only way you could combo back 3 into flight is if you just use 4. Like, you can't do anything else. You have to just back. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get it. I don't really practice Spectral because for Spectral you have to be able to do the cancel, the air flight cancel from forward 4 and back 3. Like, those are some of the strongest tools for this, and I sadly cannot do it. My fingers are not quick enough, you know, so I don't practice these that much. But the only thing that combos into back 3 and flight is like standing 3 while in flight. That, and then you do teleport and stuff like that. But where Spectral Ermac gets really scary is in the corner. So let's just say you land the jump in, right? You land the jump in and you start your pressure. So you do forward, I mean not forward 4. If you do this combo right here into 4, and then after the 4 you do the flight cancel, you could actually get some pretty cool looking combos that hopefully I could demonstrate right now. So haven't played with Spectre in a while. Ah, come on. Okay. Let's take some practice here. Okay. Alright, I guess I can't do it. Have not played with Spectre too much. Oh my god. Alright, there you go. You're starting to get the picture now after all these failures. Alright, there you go. Oh my god. That took me like hours to do. 43%, you could actually get 45 if you get an extra jab in there. So in the corner, like if you actually land the jump in and get one of these, you could actually get some good damage. There you go, 45. Finally. Oh my god. Had to get, my hands are cold right now. I had to get a little bit of muscle memory back with these combos, you know. But the thing that is the strongest with Ermac Spectral is a corner game. And sadly, the reason I don't use this variation is because, like I said, my fingers aren't fast enough and I cannot do this. But if you can, this shit is strong as hell. So it's alright. So if you guys remember, I told you this is really plus, and of course it sends you into a launcher, so you could do a combo over again. So what Spectral Ermac players do, or can do, is do back 3 into back 3 or forward 4. Okay, so that's Ermac's basic overhead and low. So in the corner, you could do, yeah, here we go. Alright, there you go. Alright, so this right here, you either start with this or this into flight. And like I said, I can't do that, so I don't pick Spectral. And then you do 2, 3, 4 Soul Burst. And that leaves you insanely plus. Let's see, where's the Soul Burst at? The Air Soul Burst. Okay, it doesn't leave you insanely plus, but it leaves you plus enough to do another overhead or low. So if you actually hit the person with that, and then you could instantly go for another 50-50 into flight, and then you keep repeating that process over and over. So it's like a corner vortex for Spectral Ermac. Like I said, I cannot do it, but you know, it's pretty much like that, but with overhead and low. And you know, there's nothing they could do after they get hit with the soul blast. They have to take that. And of course, if they're blocking, you could do this, and if it hits, you know, it leads into a combo. And if it doesn't, you're so plus on block that you could actually, you know, try to continue pressuring with 50-50s, or you could do this string into pressure, you know what I mean? So that's the strongest thing for the Spectral variation. Overhead and low into flight, 2, 3, 4, and then Soul Blast is going to leave you enough plus on block to go for another 50-50, and your opponent has to take it. So if you're stuck in the corner, like I know, let's just say it's only about 21%, but you know, it's still like a vortex. They still have to guess 50-50. So if they guess wrong like 2 or 3 times, that's, you know, more than half of their health. So if your fingers are actually fast enough, like props to it. Seriously, like props to anyone that could do a standing forward 4 into flight, because I cannot. I can do it sometimes if I like sit here and practice, but I can't do it consistently. And of course, like back 3, I can't even do it once. I've never done it before. So like the only way I could do it is off jump-ins. You know what I mean? So if you're that kind of player that's really fast on execution, use Spectral Ermac, guys, because in the corner it gets incredibly scary. Like this is one of the strongest things in the game in the corner. So definitely take advantage of it, because like I said, if you do hit the person, like let's just say you do hit them and then they guess right and they block it, you could just do that and you're really plus on block, and you could continue your pressure. So Spectral Ermac's game in the corner is really, really strong. Sadly, I don't have the fingers for it, so I stick with the basic Master of Souls. But that's pretty much going to be it, guys. Yeah, that's going to be it for the Spectral and Master of Souls Ermac video. The Ermac tutorial, the Red Ninja tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions. I'll read them, I'll respond. And yeah, that's going to be it. Leave a like on the video, and I will see you guys next time.